Abuse.
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 Abuse is the misuse of power.
Abuse is anything that hurts in a relationship, right? And using financial abuse and controlling the money or taking money away from her. From that to physical abuse or sexual abuse.
Abuse can look like sexual, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Anything from unwanted touching or kissing all the way up until a forced, what would have been called rape in the past, with a weapon.
I think abuse is just any violence or harm against a human.
The idea of an abusive person as somebody who just irrationally flies off the handle and loses it is something that we debunk a lot. Because sure, some of us will at times have psychic breaks where something just happens and it feels pretty inexplicable. Most of us can track our emotions.
One thing that I know would motivate someone to become abusive against women is point-blank vulnerability.
I think abuse stems from just people not being able to deal with their own issues, so they take it out on you.
We see in the media where gender roles are very defined and power is very structured, and when we support and contribute to these ideas, then we're living in a place that these ideas, or we're living in an environment where these ideas are played out.
What makes people become abusive? We're teaching people how to be abusive, right? We're teaching people that power over is the way to be powerful in society.
I'm really interested in looking at the responsibility of the greater cultural scenario that's created here, and a system of oppression so directly affecting women, where women's voices are still, despite so much professionalization of females in the workforce, women's voices are still so incredibly silenced around core social issues.
I try to just get away from everything and just be out of reality. I suppress everything. I was really intimidated. I have a lot of trust issues. I don't really know what else to do right now. I was too afraid to make it stop, too afraid to make it stop, stop. Throughout high school, I was sexually assaulted 4 times in the span of 2 years. They were all different people, and when I went to the cops, it was too late, so nothing was able to be done.
Understanding the ramifications of abuse is such a lifelong journey that is a really internal journey.
Effects of abuse, it not only goes within the immediate family, but the extended family and the community in general.
There's a large percent of women that don't even know what violence really looks like because it's just part of their everyday existence.
I think what's most in their decision-making and going through that decision-making would be shame. I don't want to tell the world what happened to me. Nobody needs to know. I feel gross. I feel shameful. This shouldn't have happened to me.
Sometimes reporting leads to other repercussions, further abuse or abuse by different people. You'll find that the sexual assault victim will not report to police because the approach that the police will use to gather information or interrogate witnesses or whatnot is additionally abusive.
When women are reporting, we're asking them to do that to a doctor, to a police officer, a patrol officer, to a detective, and then to have it in an open gallery in a courtroom and have a Crown Counsel leading them on their statement, and then a defense lawyer challenging them on their credibility and on what happened to them.
Women know that there's a 99% chance that it's not even going to be seen in court, and then there's a 99% chance that if they're raped, their abuser is going to be acquitted on lack of evidence. So when we have that knowledge of the systems being so set up against our favor, that when that moment of abuse comes, or that experience of violence, the motivation to engage with those systems, those judicial systems, those police systems, it's non-existent.
Plus also fear, right? Fear of if I take this step, no one is really making sure that I won't be in danger. A lot of women tell us, I have called the police, He was just a couple of hours in jail, then he got released the next day, and then he called me and he said, there is nothing you can do to me and I'm going to kill you. And so it's the last resource. And we find that women do it until they feel scared for their lives.
There are no commonalities in women seeking our services or seeking help from our organization. You know, they all come from different walks of life. Women, youth, senior women or mature women access our services.
Coming here is confidential and it's a safe environment, and we do everything we can on a global level, on a a national level, and on a provincial level to really lobby and fight for women's rights.
Our mission statement is to fight against violence against women. The main program is the intake and crisis line, so women call the intake and crisis line and they get information right away and support. And from there we refer them to the right program they need. And we answer around 500 phone calls a month. And we have like around 10 different support groups, and those support groups are specialized.
To create awareness and change within the community in regards to women and sexual abuse and violence against women, it's important that we talk about it. It's important that we don't shut down any report of abuse against women and point fingers and make a woman feel ashamed of herself, and to build the awareness, more education programs, more youth groups that I run where we talk about violence and ending violence against women.
Just reach out, other people have gone through it, and you gotta get help, you gotta speak out against it, do something. I know there's more to life than crap.
I want to have a better society, a better world, and abuse is huge, right? 1 in 3 women experience abuse, at least one in their lifetime, all over the world.
Sexualized violence and gendered violence is not just a woman's issue. We all have a part in changing the way that society believes and understands violence. Just be really important to get to see more men involved in finding a way to end violence.
But finally, I hear my own voice telling me with urgency to stand up and fight. And finally, I'm making